What a blessing it is that you have found this message today. I welcome you into this energy. I hope that you have a space here to get comfortable in, and let's go ahead and dive in what you need to hear. So, the first card that we have coming out here today is from our Woodlands Creatures Oracle cards. I really love this deck because it has the blend of the woodland creatures with our flowers and just allows us to have this opportunity to blend two worlds into one and make it really super cute with our little woodland creatures. And today we have the peony and the possum. Peonies are actually one of my absolute favorite flowers. I just love the way that they fold out. I love the look of them. They are a little bit hard to get in my neighborhood, but I always just absolutely adore them anytime I find them. And so I feel like there's a very special kind of energy that's traveling towards you today, being able to embrace and experience something that you enjoy and having something special come forward towards you in a way that you may not expect it. Especially too when we have the possum come forward. I mean, I have never seen a possum in person. So how many times do you see a possum? I guess it just depends on where you're from, but maybe there's something coming forward towards you here that can be a little bit of a surprise, a little bit out of the ordinary, something that you didn't expect, right? That's what they say with playing possum. Something kind of startles it, spooks it, and it's frozen in the moment. So maybe there's something that's giving you the frozen in the moment effect. Now, of course, I realize that possums are playing dead because they don't want to be eaten by whatever that they deem is a predator. But I feel like there's something coming forward towards you here that we can look at in the space of the peony instead, right? Look at in the beauty, look in the opportunity, look in the new directions that want to come forward instead of realizing or giving it the idea of it being a predator or something that's dangerous. We can look at the beauty that can startle us in the idea of the peony. So there might be something coming forward here with this bashfulness of maybe we're a little bit afraid to put ourselves out there. We're too shy. We are in a place of being maybe frozen, right? Even I felt it right now. I was trying to look for the words that were the best, but sometimes when it comes to moving forward, we don't always just deliver the best in the present moment. Sometimes we have to work our way through it in order to understand what is truly meant for us or truly the best for us in the situation, rather than just being able to come up with it in an instance. And so maybe you are in a place that's a little bit shy or a little bit uncertain or lacking confidence when it comes to directing yourself forward. But I ask you to put yourself into this place of taking action, allowing flow, allowing excitement, allowing passion to come forward, instead of being in a place of worry about figuring it out or worry about what other people are going to say or worried about the directions that you should take, right? Every step forward is a good step for you, a step in possibly the best direction. We just have to give it some time to get there. Even if it's a misstep, even if it's a half step, even if it's a shift in place, it's still allowing you to not stay stagnant and allowing you to move forward in a direction that creates opportunity in your life. So I think that there is a really beautiful energy that is trying to remind ourselves to open up, trying to remind ourselves to look at the beauty in these situations, trying to get us to see the opportunity instead of staying frozen in fear. Now, with our tarot cards here today, we have a really interesting combination all laid out. The immediate thing that I notice is all of the blues. The blues to me is a calm feeling, and it reminds me of the water, just like what we see here with this Three of Wands. But to some people, they see water and they imagine the idea of calm, a calm, still pond, or, something that is like a beach, just a nice, easy waves. And then if you ask another person, they can imagine just a storm, and they love the thunder and they love the wild waves that come forward with the ocean, right? When you see those waves and people are on cruises and it's just super, super chaotic and the water is splashing up to the entirety of the windows. This idea of the blue, this idea of the water can be different to everybody. And I feel that with the Five of Wands, there may be some misunderstandings around you that come forward from different perspectives. And again, instead of being frozen in time and trying to find the best way of moving forward or being stuck on decisions, It's probably better to just take an opportunity to move things forward, take a step ahead to try and figure out a direction ahead rather than to stay stuck in analysis paralysis. So it's an important reminder here today that everybody's perspective is going to be different. I actually had a conversation the other day with somebody when it came to talking about colors, and they had said, "Oh, isn't that a lovely purple?" And I had said, "Purple? That's blue, that's not purple." And so even just the two people having a conversation about I think it was like a sweater or something, it's completely different from one person to the other. And so it's important to allow ourselves to connect with other people and to recognize that perspectives can be completely different. And again, with the Five of Wands, perspectives that are different don't need to be challenging. We don't need to figure out who is right when it comes to the wild or calming storms. We don't need to figure out who is right when it comes to the purples or the blues. We can instead be in a place of understanding that the differences can actually help us work together, and we can end up into that place here of the Ten of Cups, the happiness, the collective, the opportunity to move forward towards fulfillment, instead of being in a place of competition or difficulties. So whenever you find yourself here in a space of challenge, whenever you find yourself in a space of difficulty, arguments, misalignments with another or person or a situation or circumstance, allow yourself to be in this place of the Three of Wands, looking towards the opportunities that we can change things around, looking towards where we can make things different, looking towards the opportunities of tomorrow, instead of being in the Five of Cups looking at where things are not exactly where we want them to be, or feeling lost, or feeling mistaken, or feeling let down. We don't want to create more challenges in the situation, because if we look at it in another way, that Five of the Five of Wands and that Five of the Five of Cups can create a 10. And we can end up in that space of the Ten of Cups, creating that happiness, connection, and this beauty in a collective, creating a space for love and opportunities of growth and abundance, rather than conflict or looking towards the past or looking towards where things didn't really work out in the way that we wanted them to. And so this Three of Wands is asking for you to be in a place to shift your perspective, to look towards the opportunities, and to be in a place of excitement about the growth that could come forward, instead of looking towards where we are in a place of lacking. I feel like there is a lot of opportunities coming forward towards you. We have a Seven of Cups coming ahead, and I really love this Seven of Cups coming forward, because it creates the opportunity of dreams, especially when we see this cloud, these beautiful purples coming forward here, and the pinks, a really nice energy of being able to look towards all the possibilities that could come forward. And the reminder that comes ahead with the Seven of Cups is not all that is what it seems. Sometimes we can have dreams, and upon obtaining them, we can realize actually we don't quite like these things. Right? Think about the easiest examples when it comes to going to a new restaurant. We hear about the restaurant, we hear about the reviews, we see the menu, we see the food. Maybe we even looked about it on Instagram, trying to decide about what we wanted to eat before we even got there. And upon tasting the food, maybe our imagination didn't quite, equal the reality of the situation. Maybe we upped it a little bit too much. We thought, oh gosh, that looks so delicious. And then we get there and maybe the temperature is not quite right, or the lighting makes it hard to, see, or, it's a little too dark. Maybe the server was a little bit too busy. They had too many tables. There's all these things that could possibly happen to make us realize that something that we wanted, something that we placed on a pedestal, something that we imagined is not quite how it seems in reality. And so it's important here with the Eight of Wands to send out the energy that you're looking to receive, and also be conscious about the energy that you're sending out, so that we don't be ending up in this place of creating this falsities for ourselves. Now, I'm not saying don't dream, because that's absolutely ridiculous. Dream away, But it's important to not allow ourselves to live in these dreams before we end up being there. Of course, there's a beauty to manifestations and allowing ourselves to move forward towards all the possibilities that could come to be. But we can't imagine ourselves in situations and create these wild dreams without allowing ourselves to be in a place of reality about it. And also, that's not discouragement of saying, reach for the dollar instead of the million. It's not in that sort of way there either. But it's saying don't allow yourself to get too amped up towards where you kind of put things on a pedestal, and don't allow yourself to experience the beauty that could be actually felt in the situation at hand as well, right? Now, the Queen of Cups, I feel like, is a really interesting card to come forward here with this as well, because it would talk about creating a beauty, talk about creating a calm energy, talk about pouring into a circumstance or situation that maybe could make you feel more fulfilled. And so I feel like if we are in a place where we're pouring into ourselves, we are not going to overly amp up these situations, because these situations come forward not in our space of reality when we start to project too far outwards, when we start to think about how these things outside of ourselves are going to feel, outside of ourselves is going to be, and we don't allow ourselves to be in this place of recognizing our feelings within. And so the Queen of Cups can be an extra reminder when it comes to creating all these dreams, going after your desires, and fantasizing about all the opportunities that could come ahead, to perhaps realize or be in a state of recognizing the more internal energy that's going on, what's happening within inside. How can we find contentment? How can we bring forward a little bit more self-care? How can we bring forward the feelings of within? Now, I do feel like there's a lot of positive energy that's trying to find you, and that's what seems to be the underlying message here so far, especially with the Sun card coming forward, where Spirit's trying to get you to recognize the beauty of the situations, the possibilities that could come forward, the new beginnings that could come ahead. And I feel like with the Sun card coming ahead, that there's an opportunity for a new direction for you to feel confident, for you to feel passionate. We have a very scared animal, a very timid animal. We have the rabbit. The rabbit, the bunny, it is always something that runs away as quickly as it sees anything in its path, much like the possum, except the possum usually just stands in place and, plays possum, versus the rabbit usually runs away. And so we want to make sure that we're not running away from new beginnings, maybe running towards new beginnings if that's a pathway that we feel like so much excitement, let's just run right towards them. By all means, let's go ahead, right? Chariot, there's the opportunity there to move towards your desires and see excitement, see passion, see the beauty come forward, as long as we, King of Swords, focus our attention on it. But there's an importance here to recognize that we don't want to be in a place of fear when it comes to going after our desires, or being in a place of fear when it comes to allowing situations to find themselves in our lives. And if we recognize the underlying emotion here with the High Priestess and with the Queen of Cups as to what we're truly feeling, what are we recognizing within ourselves at this moment, what are we recognizing within ourselves when it comes to going after these desires, we may be able to better understand, are we playing possum? Are we being the rabbit? Are we running away, running towards, or standing paralyzed in fear when it comes to opportunities that want to come our way? And with the Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck, are we creating more difficult energy for ourselves than is necessary based off of where our mind is? Our mind can create our reality. Even though the Magician is not here, it's an extra importance card to kind of remember. We are the creator of our reality, and your mind can make you sad just as your mind can make you happy. Your mind can think of the bad just as the mind can think of the good. And so with this Three of Swords energy, it's very important to recognize where our attention is on. Just like I mentioned with the Eight of Wands, we want to be conscious about the energy that we're sending outwards. And so if we are in a state of constantly looking towards where things could go wrong, if we're looking towards where things could be negative, if we're looking towards the conflict in the situation, then that's what we will find, that's what we will see. Even you can try it out as an exercise. Pick a random color, maybe let's go ahead and just use the example as pink, because that's what I'm seeing in all of these cards, and try to just look at all of the cards here right now and see how many cards have pink in them. Now I want you to go ahead after you've done that and close your eyes and think about how many cards had green in them. I bet you when it comes to opening up your eyes that there's probably a lot more green in the cards that you had even imagined. There is an importance of what we fix our attention on, because as we will see more pink when we start to look and try to find the pink, we will also see less green as we didn't focus our attention on that to begin with. And so if you are focusing on negatives, you're going to see more reasons to find the negatives. You're going to allow your mind to come up with more reasons, to see more ideas, to confirm that truth for you. And as you allow yourself to shift that perspective and look towards the positives, you will in turn find more reasons to bring forward that positive energy. Because again, just as the mind can look towards the negatives, make you sad, or create those emotions for you, it can also look towards the positives and shift that energy around to create the opportunity of more and to look forward towards where things can grow instead of where things can shrink. There's not a lot of major arcana cards that are going on within this spread there either. We have the Sun, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Chariot. The Chariot is a really good reminder for staying balanced. I mean, just as the High Priestess is, within the mind and the heart, allowing ourselves to stay balanced and really be conscious about the energy that we're flooding forward. Because the Three of Swords is where the mind is taking over the heart, and then as the heart creates more, it takes over the mind. And so there's not quite that balanced energy that we would like to see. And so the Sun is asking for you to bring forward these new beginnings, to look towards things that can grow, to look towards the opportunities of moving forward in a way where your mind and your heart acts together to look towards the things that can better you instead of overpowering each other and looking towards the negatives. I also think that there's a really good combination coming forward here for connection with others. With the Three of Wands, as well as with the Ten of Cups, if you allow yourself to look towards the opportunity of people coming forward towards you, you will see more people wanting to come forward for connections. It doesn't even have to just be in love. It can be in platonic connections. It can be in career opportunities as well, as you connect with people that can maybe help you move along the pathway up the ladder. But as you look for the opportunities to connect with other people, more people will come. It's the Five of Wands that you have to really be conscious about when it comes to moving forward. Because if you look towards people as competition or combative, then that is what you're going to find. And you're going to look towards the idea of the Five of Cups, wishing, wanting, desiring more closeness and connection, and realizing that the Two of Cups was there that whole time. The idea of bringing in peace within self can bring forward peace with others. So with this Five of Wands energy, if you look towards where you can connect with other people and build up the opportunity of more, build up this community, this connection of working together, that is where you're going to see things shift into the idea of the Ten of Cups, that happiness, that connection, that closeness with others. You might even find that going after your dreams can really help you connect with people too. And vice versa, people connecting you with your dreams, because it makes things more clear. It allows you to see what's possible, what have other people done, what challenges have other people faced when it comes to going after the things that you as well want. But it can also bring forward the sense of community, that people can help get you to where you want to be. Now, this is not using people in any sort of way, but this can say, maybe you have somebody who's really good at website design and you need a website, and you are really good at graphic design and they need some images made, right? There is an opportunity to kind of have that flow, have that sense of community, to be able to work together with others to help build each other up, rather than to be in a place of looking towards where things could go wrong or competition could be had when it comes to moving forward. I would also say when it comes to romance, that there's an idea of the more you're in line with yourself and the more you're going after the things that make you happy, the more it's easier to just click together with others. Because that sense of feeling whole within inside of yourself, that happiness, that excitement, that passion to go after your own desires, will put you into a vibrational state that'll just automatically be at such a higher level that the way that you connect in romance will be completely different, because you won't find this lower vibrational energy which will connect you to the wrong people. You'll find yourself in the higher vibrational directions that'll move forward towards a flow of opportunity of more. So I think that there's a really beautiful energy coming forward here with working together with others. Now, I'm trying to think of anything else that I would like to say when it comes to this combination, and if there's anything that you find that you're looking for a little bit more guidance on, is the word perhaps I'll use for today, feel free to check out my website, temperanceandsage.com. That's the absolute only place that I do personal readings, and I'd love to connect with you on one. And maybe I'll leave you off here with the idea of the Sun for today, of looking towards the positivity, especially with the Three of Wands, looking towards the opportunities that want to come forward towards you, the hands that are reaching out to connect with you, even the small signs and signals from spirit to recognize that the value is there, the opportunity opportunities are there, the directions are there for you to succeed. You just have to open up your eyes, shift that perspective away from the past, the negative, or the conflict, and look towards the opportunities that are standing right here in front of you today that want to see you succeed. So instead of being in a place of being bashful, hiding away, being in a place of lack of confidence, or being the hare, running away from your desires, the things that excite you, or the possibilities in the world, I challenge you today to go after the things that you truly desire.